This program contains graphic violence and sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. Fame. It can transform a small-town dreamer into a superstar. Some people make it, and others die trying, their dreams interrupted. One young woman from Maryland strives to someday see her name in lights.
So she was the kind of girl that she got whatever she wanted in life.
She gives up success in the boardroom to try to be a star, first as a Vegas showgirl.
My sister was about to do this huge performance that she was so excited about.
Then, hopefully, as a Hollywood legend.
This was a stepping stone for her to do something bigger. She definitely wanted to go into movies.
But in leaving her hometown life behind, she finds danger.
These are gorgeous women. They're gonna have stalkers, crazy people on them all the time.
She suddenly vanishes.
No credit card usage, no cell phone usage, no social media. She was gone.
A crime scene straight out of an episode of Dexter.
Doesn't even seem human to me. Only an animal does something like that.
God knows she could have been in Hollywood by now.
For aspiring stars like Debbie Flores Narvayz, sometimes the pursuit of fame kills. Las Vegas. It's easy to get sucked into the glitz and glam of Sin City. After all, it's a place where everyone is betting they'll be the one to beat the odds and hit it big. 31-year-old Debbie Flores Narvayz is going all in on her dreams of becoming a megastar.
Debbie was a beautiful girl, very talented. She was a very social person. Wherever she went, people loved her.
The Latina bombshell gave up a career in law to begin an entertainment career here.
Debbie always had big goals in everything she did in life. She wanted to become an attorney, and she did. She wanted to become a dancer, and she did.
But Vegas isn't her final goal. Hollywood's calling her name.
She definitely wanted to do something better, possibly go into movies. I think her ultimate goal was probably LA in the end.
In 2010, she's a dancer in fantasy, a sizzling review called the Strip's hottest tease.
When she would dance, you couldn't help but just to watch her. It was just a joy to watch her. That was Debbie. That was her way of captivating you.
She started as a backup, but is about to get her first lead role.
As a dancer, she wanted to become the best dancer in Las Vegas. She wanted to be in music videos. She wanted to be all over.
For Debbie, it's like a scene right out of the movie Showgirls. This promotion is her next big step.
The lady that was in charge of the girls, she's like, oh my God, who is this girl? We need to have her, and she needs to be the main dancer of this show.
She leaves afternoon rehearsal to get some rest before the next one in 6 hours. Then, tomorrow she'll take the stage as a lead dancer alongside hip-hop star Cisco. The press event will be Debbie's moment in the spotlight.
And the next day was going to be the grand red carpet event.
She just seemed happy and kind of glowing and excited about her career and how far she'd came since she got to Vegas.
But that evening, she doesn't show. She's never missed a rehearsal and wouldn't miss one only days before her solo debut. Friends call her cell, but get no answer.
Debbie's friends and family started getting very concerned because she wasn't picking up the phone.
No idea where you are, but you're missing practice. Give me a call when you get this.
She loved to talk on the phone. She was a great texter. She emailed me as well. To not hear from her in any of those ways, that was pretty scary.
Has something happened to Debbie just as her star was rising? Debbie's love of the spotlight begins as she grows up in Puerto Rico.
Me and Debbie would always do these performances for my mom and act them out, and you know, Michael Jackson or Tina Turner back in the day, whatever we used to sing, we used to make a little show out of it.
When Debbie's father, a government contractor, is transferred to Maryland, the family moves to Baltimore. In high school, Debbie joins a dance team, which ignites a thriving passion for dance.
Debbie loved the rhythm, the beat. Music to her, it just does something to you. It makes you escape.
Then, when she graduates, reality hits her. It's tough to make a living dancing in Baltimore.
Unfortunately, being an adult is a little different. You learn the hard way of how expensive that can be. Now you're fully responsible for yourself, so you put your hobbies to a back burner.
She earns degrees in business and law at Towson University and the University of Baltimore, and begins carving out a career in the legal sector.
Thank you for being here. We have a lot to cover. Let's get started.
Whatever Debbie set her mind to it, you can believe that she was going to accomplish it. And you couldn't stop her.
Section number 2.
And she was going to give you 1,000%.
Let's go over that.
No matter the obstacle.
Back then, they would see you as, oh, she's only a pretty face. They wouldn't take her seriously. And that upset her. But she wasn't going to take no for an answer. She did make good money, and she did make a good living.
The work is interesting, and she's good at it. But there's something missing. One night, some girlfriends take her dancing.
And it all took just going to the club one time, salsa, for her to just snap back on and realize, oh my God, I put this in the back burner, why?
And I think this happens to many of us women. She reached 30 years old and she said, you know, I'm not happy working in an office 9 to 5. My dream was to become a dancer, and I'm going to pursue that dream.
There's not much in the way of professional dancing in the area. So while she's still working, she auditions for a spot on the Washington Redskins dance squad and makes it.
When she told me she got it, I was over the moon and ecstatic. My sister made the dance team for the Redskins. Are you kidding me? That was crazy.
She moonlights for a while, dancing for her home team. She also tries out for the competition reality show, So You Think You Can Dance. Then, in 2008, potential layoffs at the firm put Debbie at a crossroads. Does she look for another job at a law firm, or does she risk it all to follow her dreams of fame?
Debbie was an attorney, but when she saw that she had an opportunity to make a career out of dancing, she said, yes, I need to do this. I'm 30 years old. If it's not now, when?
She leaves the boardroom with dreams of making it big. She plans to head to Vegas to live the glamorous showgirl life, on her way to Hollywood in the hopes of finding fame on the big screen.
Debbie really loved Jennifer Lopez and thought, wow, this girl has it all. She's smart, she's beautiful, she's very talented. I mean, her dancing, she started out as a fly girl, and then she blossomed into this, entrepreneur and this brand, international brand of J-Lo. I think Debbie really thought that was something that she could do.
If you want to become a dancer, if you want to be a performer, you want to move to Las Vegas, because that's where you have all these great shows.
When Debbie moved to Vegas, she didn't know anybody. She didn't have any connections, so, you start from scratch. You start to meet a couple people here and there from going out into the nightlife and the clubs. You would go to workshops, dancing workshops, and get to know more people, and that's what she did.
She's calculated her career path carefully, kicking it off as a model.
Debbie did all kinds of modeling. Debbie enjoyed just to be in front of the camera. She had an awesome body and clothes, bathing suits, you name it. She just loved the art behind photography.
Her portfolio helps her book small club jobs.
People started telling her, Debbie, you have a lot of talent. What are you doing making $150 a night here? You can make more.
She feels she's in the right spot, but not everyone agrees.
Her family at first, they were very upset at her. Las Vegas is known to a lot of people as Sin City, as a crazy town where you go and you can just get drunk and you do all these crazy things.
I never doubted her goals. It was more that I was doubting her safety there because I didn't know anything about Vegas.
And what Debbie doesn't know is that all too soon, a dark, twisted mind will threaten to destroy her dreams. Debbie Flores Narvayz leaves her hometown of Baltimore and chases her dreams 2,400 miles west to be a Las Vegas showgirl. Hoping her next step is Hollywood, she beats out thousands of other girls to secure a spot as a backup dancer in the revue called Fantasy. Debbie loves her time as a backup dancer, but dreams of more. And she and her fellow dancers always keep their eyes on the stars.
When we put on the Beyonce video, Girls Rule the World, seeing these girls combine as a unit and be, a force of nature and be strong and beautiful and talented, that was really the motto. And I know she loved that video because we would watch it before the show. And it just inspired us to be a strong, fierce female like Beyonce.
Debbie's passion for dance lands her a solo in a new fantasy revue. This one has star power. She'll be dancing alongside singer Cisco of Thong Song fame.
It was just her confirmation that she'd made the right decision to come to Vegas and to give up that legal career that she could have had and been stabilized in. This was kind of her confirmation of, you know what? I'm glad that I took that risk. I'm glad I went for it because now I'm finally seeing where the hard work has paid off.
But now there's trouble. She's missed the last rehearsal before her starring dance.
She was always on time. She was always so dedicated and the first in line to learn the new, dance or the choreography.
The next day, she misses the red carpet announcement for her big solo.
When she didn't show up to the second rehearsal, they knew something was wrong, but they figured maybe she's overworked and exhausted. Maybe she fell asleep. But when she didn't show up to the red carpet event for the grand opening of Fantasy with Cisco, they immediately knew something was not right. This was a big red flag.
Her roommates say Debbie didn't return home last night, and her car isn't in the driveway.
This was completely out of her character for her to act and do such a thing. This was not her behavior at all. She always made sure that if she said that she was going to be there, she was going to be there.
Worried, Celeste hops on a plane from Baltimore to Vegas and files a missing persons report.
I had to put all my emotions aside because my goal was to find her and I didn't want to tarnish what my mission was. I just wanted answers.
At first, the Las Vegas Police Department thought this is a very common case for people to go missing in the Las Vegas Strip. Especially, it is very common for dancers to go out for the weekends and just not tell anybody. She wasn't married, she didn't have kids, so she didn't really have to report to anybody.
Somewhere between 600 and 800 adults are reported missing in any given month in Las Vegas. The overwhelming majority of those individuals are voluntarily missing for a very short period of time. Whoever reported them missing learns that they're fine and just weren't answering their phone.
Loved ones take action on their own and use the media to their advantage.
Celeste was very concerned. She showed up the next day at our station. She already had flyers with different pictures of Debbie. That she was asking people to post flyers all over the city. She asked us if she could leave some flyers at the lobby of our station. Of course, we said yes.
It will never end until I find her.
Within a couple hours, I had media calling me from Vegas and everywhere on the West Coast trying to get information on what was going on and putting my sister's face in the news.
Trying to understand what could have happened, Celeste looks for clues in what she knows about Debbie's life in Vegas, which wasn't perfect.
Debbie was very homesick. I can tell that in her voice. She was lonely as far as her friends and family.
It's not easy to get yourself established in Las Vegas. For a casting for one position, you get 200, 300 very talented people, all beautiful.
The competition is so tough. You have girls coming from all over the world, not just the country.
She did mention in some occasions, you know what, I better go back to what I know how to do. I better go back and just do my job as an attorney, as a professional.
Had Debbie decided life in Vegas was too hard? Did she just pack it all in and get out of town? That just doesn't seem like her.
She was stubborn and passionate, and she was not going to fail. So she was definitely going to stick it out.
The one thing in Debbie's life that seemed solid was her new boyfriend. She was dating a cute Cirque du Soleil dancer named Jason Griffith.
Jason always had a passion for dancing. He was so talented that he got a full scholarship to Juilliard School of Dancing in New York. It is very hard to get in there, and it's even harder to get a full scholarship. People that knew him described him as someone that had a good heart, someone that would even give out of his time to help children that had dreams of becoming dancers. Debbie was very attracted to Jason because he was everything she wanted to become. He's a very good-looking man. All the women were attracted to him. Everybody that saw them together, like, oh my God, you guys look like Hollywood. You guys make an amazing couple.
They both worked so hard at Cirque du Soleil and Fantasy that when they were together, they loved just hanging out and watching their favorite series, Dexter. Why would she disappear when everything in her life seemed to be going so well? Celeste begins to fear the worst. She knows danger lurks by the casino stages.
These are beautiful, gorgeous women that are performing on an everyday basis with all the glitz, glam, and cameras. They're gonna have fans and stalkers and crazy people on them all the time. She could have been kidnapped and thrown into a brothel, or God forbid, I didn't know. I had all these crazy thoughts going into my mind as to what could have happened. But I just wanted to find her and make sure that she was okay and bring her home.
Debbie Flores Narvayz has big dreams. The successful Vegas showgirl is looking to become the next J-Lo or Beyonce. She has the chops to do it, and so far, fame is smiling on her. But on the eve of her big break, she vanishes. Yet there's no evidence of foul play.
At the end of the day, it is a city where people go to have fun. So it is common for people to go missing in Las Vegas.
I think the police wanted to believe that, you know what, she's a young, beautiful girl. She's probably enjoying her life somewhere, and she just, you know, went and had a little weekend away.
But friends and family say Debbie's not like that.
I knew something was wrong for her not to show up for a rehearsal, and then for her phone to be off and nobody hears from her for at least 3 days. That was just completely out of character for her.
Convinced, Las Vegas police detectives agree to look into it. They ask about Debbie's last known steps and learn she was supposed to see her boyfriend, Jason Griffith, that evening.
She tells her roommate that she's going over to Jason's house to watch the season finale of Dexter. She is seen on videotape at her apartment complex, walking to her vehicle, and her car is seen leaving.
Mr. Griffith.
Investigators go to speak with Jason.
He was cooperative, and he didn't appear to have any concerns that anything had happened bad to Debbie. He indicated that she had come over to the house briefly, never got out of the vehicle, spoke to him through the window, and that she had left to go to work, and he hadn't seen her since.
Do you mind if we head over to your apartment?
Yeah.
Check some stuff out?
He agrees to let them search his apartment.
During the search, nothing real significance was found, no blood or tissue or any type of evidence of a struggle.
He gives them one important piece of information.
Jason told us that she was pregnant and that she had a miscarriage and that she was even suicidal at some point, that she was depressed over that.
Is it possible Debbie just took off to be alone or to harm herself? Some of Debbie's fellow showgirls have their own theories. If something happened to her, maybe it was a stalker.
I thought that someone had carjacked her, leaving the stage of a night. That's what I thought. There was a guy who loved the show. You know, sometimes you would see him for 7 nights or something in a row. He was a huge fan, and he would have a fixation, I should say, or fascination with one dancer. And then he would kind of go to the next girl and get a fixation on her. So definitely we did think, well, was it that guy? Because he has a fixation, and maybe, you know, it's Debbie right now. And maybe he couldn't handle rejection this time. Maybe it was so hurtful to him to not get what he wants or attention that he took it in his own hands.
It makes it very dangerous for a dancer, especially because in Las Vegas, you have this direct access with them. It's not like Hollywood, that you just see them through the screen. They're in Las Vegas, you can almost touch them. They're in this very close to you stage. You see them walking around in their outfits. So it's very easy for stalkers, someone that's already obsessed with a dancer, to follow them home.
If this was someone that was in the parking lot that might have taken her when she's walking out after the show, it could have been any of us. Everyone was very scared. I didn't sleep for 2 weeks. I couldn't sleep. Is there a predator in Vegas right now? Is there somebody that would kidnap a girl and make her disappear?
Investigators interview dancers and other employees at Fantasy, but no one has names or other specifics on stalkers. Days pass, ominously, with no sign of Fantasy's new star.
There was no contact with her, no credit card usage, no cell phone usage, no social media. She hadn't contacted anybody at work, any family members, so we knew she was gone.
Her sister can't give up hope.
I won't stop until I find her.
My whole thought was being optimistic and positive and hopeful. There was not a time where I wanted to think negative. Not that I didn't feel negative, I just didn't want to think it.
Police get their first break when a woman in a rough part of town reports an abandoned vehicle. Officers respond and realize it's the same kind Debbie drives. The license plates have been removed, but they run the vehicle identification number. It's Debbie's car.
The area of town where her vehicle was found was not a really nice part of town. It's a high crime area, so that was of concern that her vehicle was found there.
They check the trunk. No body.
There's very limited information inside the vehicle. She had a few items in the back of the vehicle, including the boots that she had worn as she's seen leaving the video from her apartment the last time, and some items related to her dancing, but there was nothing that was suggestive of she was taken in a carjacking or that there was any violence that occurred inside the vehicle.
And nothing indicates where she is. Officers canvass the area hoping to find a witness. But no residents report seeing anyone dumping a car.
It could have been pretty easy for someone just to drive up there at night with the lights off, park a vehicle, remove the tags, and walk away without being noticed by a neighbor or someone else.
The missing plates mean trouble.
Debbie's car is located shortly after the first news report of her being missing. There is a neighbor who calls to report a suspicious vehicle and provides the license plate. At the time, the police do not have Debbie entered into the missing persons database. And so when that license plate gets run, nobody goes out there to look at the vehicle. It's just in a reported abandoned vehicle. After Debbie gets entered into the missing persons database, that then goes back and hits that there's this car that's been reported up there. When they get to the vehicle this time, someone's gone back to the vehicle and removed the license plate. And that is highly suggestive of somebody who knows Debbie, because if you didn't know Debbie and you were just gonna dump her car, then you wouldn't care that the car was found and identified to Debbie.
Finding the car dumped like this is very bad news.
I mean, that was our belief at that point in time, was not that she had just run off, but that she was no longer alive.
It's been 3 days since the dancer vanished. If someone grabbed her, they could be long gone. There are plenty of ways out of Vegas. Flights leave every few minutes to everywhere. And driving, by now, a kidnapper could have made it anywhere in the country.
To me, everybody was suspect. Every single person was suspect. Could somebody have been jealous? Could somebody been a stalker? Just a crazy drunk guy from out of state? A rapist, a murderer? I didn't know. I knew somebody knew something. I needed to know who, and it was driving me crazy that I didn't know where to go.
Then, in Arizona's Lake Mead National Recreation Area, about 30 miles outside of Las Vegas, a couple hiking in a desert area make a terrible discovery. The partially burned corpse of a young woman.
They found a body in the desert in Arizona. I was frantic. I had to sit there and wait a couple hours to wait to hear some kind of response. Was it her or was it not?
Debbie Flores Narvayz headed west from Baltimore on a quest for fame. First as a showgirl, and hopefully next as an actress in Hollywood. The dancer is now missing, and Las Vegas police fear they might be looking for a body.
It was heartbreaking for me not to know where my sister was, for me not to have an answer. For me to constantly just be up and hoping and wishing and praying. She was my little sister. I needed to know what happened to her.
A sad possibility emerges when hikers discover a body in the desert 30 miles outside of Las Vegas. The remains are of a young woman of a similar age and with a similar body type to Debbie.
I remember being on pins and needles, just waiting to hear if they could identify it as Debbie's body. I just thought, that's gonna be her. I just knew it.
But when they finally ID the woman, they realize it's not Debbie.
I'm like, oh my gosh, she's still alive and she's out there and someone just has her. Someone has just taken her in their car. So that gave me actually hope again. You kept getting your hopes up and then hopes down, hopes up, hopes down. I just remember feeling a roller coaster of emotions.
One theory is that an obsessed fan did something to Debbie.
After the show, we go and we meet the fans in the lobby. It's a great time to meet everyone and they can get a signed picture. Was it somebody that maybe might have been creepy to Debbie? Somebody that came and had an obsession with her.
There were a lot of people for police to look at because of, you know, hey, this kind of guy kind of approached me. He said he was attracted to me. I told him no, he got angry. That's a suspect.
The dancers have stories of creepy guys, but no one knows full names, so it's hard for police to follow up. And really, anyone could have grabbed Debbie.
These dancers, they post constant pictures of them on social media. They post pictures of where they're at. I came to this event. So it makes it very dangerous, and it makes a perfect opportunity for a stalker who wants to prey on their victim.
Plenty of opportunities to pounce in the darkness. Investigators also have to consider it might have been someone much closer. By talking to friends, they learn more about Debbie's boyfriend.
Jason Griffith was a person of interest just because he was the last person Debbie had contact with before she disappeared.
Debbie thought he was amazing at first.
Debbie and Jason met in Thanksgiving of 2009 and shortly thereafter started a relationship. He told her it was a monogamous relationship. About 6 months into that relationship, Debbie realizes that Jason isn't being monogamous.
She was aware of the fact that he was seeing at least one other woman, and she was very upset about that.
Debbie always got her way. She always got a yes to everything. She wanted to become an attorney, she did. She wanted to speak 3 languages, she did. She wanted to become a dancer, she did. But then she meets this guy, and he's not saying yes to everything. She wants a committed relationship, and he doesn't.
What are you gonna do? What are you going to do?
They had some issues, and they broke up. There was a complete severing of the relationship at one point. But on his birthday, he ended up calling Debbie and started the whole thing back up again.
One time! One time!
The Jason I know.
This is the Jason that you created.
Their relationship was almost like a competition between each other as to who was going to be the person more in control of the relationship.
It's not all about me, but I do have to work. I have rehearsal.
And that created a very volatile situation with them.
Can you hear yourself?
I just don't get you.
Where neither one of them ever wanted to admit that they just weren't good for each other, and that created a very toxic relationship.
What if I just smacked the out of you right now?
As they dig deeper, police learn it sometimes became violent.
There were multiple incidents that had occurred between him and Debbie. There was physical force used on a couple of occasions.
There's one of the occasions, according to a police report, that he breaks the windshield of his car with her forehead. On another occasion, allegedly, she was pregnant and she loses the baby because he kicks her so hard.
Many insiders had no idea.
It hurt me to find out that it was a volatile relationship, that he was cheating on her, that he was lying to her, that he had put his hands on her. I don't want to see my sister in pain or go through that.
I never saw any bruises on her. I never noticed her crying in the dressing room. I was shocked because I didn't see it.
But still, nothing indicates Jason is responsible for her disappearance. Everyone is frustrated. What happened to Debbie? Then, a month into the investigation, a new lead.
In early January of 2011, a missing persons detective gets a tip
I have information about
that Jason had rented a rental truck earlier, shortly after Debbie's disappearance. The lead detective on the case at this point looks at Jason's financial records and sees that he did rent a truck at a truck rental location. They then go through a number of efforts to identify this anonymous tip and who this person is.
Turns out, the mystery caller is one of Jason's exes.
Her story was that she was a former girlfriend of Mr. Griffith. He had called her one night in mid-December and told her that he wanted to store something at her residence. She told him, sure, come down, check out the place. She had a spot for him to keep it.
To her surprise, after she agreed, he immediately showed up. She thought it was going to be some time after that, but immediately a rental truck pulled up in front of her place. So she went downstairs and could see Jason Griffith and Paul Lopez trying to manipulate this plastic container, which she recognized as being filled with cement. The top wasn't on, and so she could see the surface of the cement.
Paul Lopez is Jason's roommate.
What's going on?
But what was inside the cement-filled container?
She asked Jason what the item was, and he told her that she didn't want to know. And she insisted on knowing if she was going to keep the item stored at her place.
It's Debbie.
It's the first real indication that Debbie Flores Narvayz is dead. The ex-girlfriend explains she's been too scared to call before, terrified Jason would kill her too. She refused to let them keep the container there. She doesn't know where they took it.
I imagined immediately that someone might have taken that cement-filled container out to the center of Lake Mead and dropping the container in there. We may never, ever find Debbie. The tip that we received from this ex-girlfriend was a case breaker. It was a confirmation that it was no longer a missing persons case. It was now a homicide case, with the fact that this ex-girlfriend had been told by Jason Griffith that Debbie was inside this container.
But they need to find the body and figure out what happened to Debbie. Without more proof, a prosecution would fail.
Our immediate concern was getting to Paul Lopez as quickly as possible so that we could find out where Debbie was.
It doesn't take long to track him down.
Paul Lopez was immediately contacted and brought to the Detective Bureau. Myself, along with another detective from Homicide, interviewed him extensively.
He is clearly somebody who is in a difficult situation. He's conflicted. He's not volunteering it right now.
Okay, what are we talking about exactly?
The detective says, look, if you had nothing to do with the killing and you only got involved afterwards and you didn't do anything weird to the body, that's a very important moment because the roommate goes, what do you mean by weird? And the detective says, look, if it's you burned the body or you dismembered the body or anything else like that, what we need is the body. Eventually the roommate says, yeah, but if I tell you that, my best friend goes to jail for the rest of his life. And the police tell the roommate, well, that's not something you can worry about anymore.
Can I get out of here?
At one point in the interview, Paul Lopez wants to leave, and we realized that if we didn't get an agreement that he wouldn't be charged, he wasn't going to tell us.
The district attorney agrees to grant Lopez immunity as long as he didn't kill her himself. Lopez finally agrees to talk.
I mean, yeah, she did.
And his story will sicken even the hardened investigators.
It was over the top, and it was very Dexter-like in the opinion of most of the detectives in Homicide. It was a very difficult scene. It was probably one of the most difficult that I handled in 9 years.
Debbie Flores Narvayz was living the showgirl's dream until she mysteriously vanishes. Police suspect her boyfriend Jason Griffith and his roommate Paul Lopez are somehow involved. After lengthy questioning, Lopez admits Debbie is dead, dismembered and placed in cement-filled tubs in an abandoned house. He tells police where the house is. There, they finally find Debbie's body. It's a cruel end for the talented and vibrant star in the making. Now their missing persons case is truly a homicide.
Jason got arrested right after he got out of one of his performances, the last performance of his life.
I, along with one other detective, walked up to him and said that we needed to talk with him. He was very cooperative.
They hope to get him talking and draw out a confession and a guilty plea to save Debbie's loved ones from the pain of going through a difficult trial.
When we started our interview, he was very cocky about it.
Okay, we're here to ask you some more questions about what happened to Debbie.
What do you mean, what happened to her? I've given my what I saw.
He told us that he'd be willing to talk to us, but he was only going to answer the questions that he chose to answer.
I understand what you're saying, and I see where you're going with
Yeah.
it. And once again, like, I haven't said anything like about that. I don't have anything else to say on that. I've already answered that question.
We got to that moment where we confronted him with things that we knew.
Everybody in the room knows what happened, but we're playing a game.
Well, we're not really playing a game.
Yeah, we're totally playing a game. We know that you got in an argument with her and went too far, and you choked her out, and she died. Okay, and then afterwards you did this, and this with the body.
Like I said again, there's things that you guys know, there's things that you guys are assuming, you guys are trying to put, paint a picture, and that's cool. I totally understand it. You guys are gonna do your jobs. You're gonna do what you're supposed to do. I don't have anything else.
All right. You are under arrest for Debbie's murder.
Okay.
For her murder.
Okay, so what do I do now?
He still remained, that kind of that arrogant, cocky attitude, and just accepted it. Like, okay, I'll deal with it. He never admitted to us that he had killed Debbie.
Prosecutors charge Griffith with murder. At trial, they outline what they believe happened.
The night that Debbie disappeared,
What if I just smack you right now?
the roommate hears a verbal argument. He comes into the room
I'm not gonna calm down.
and Jason snaps.
You don't have to.
Jason grabbed Debbie around the neck and was choking her. Paul said that he broke the physical contact up and separated the two of them.
Debbie believes that she's injured. There's a discussion that she needs to go to the hospital, and Mr. Griffith doesn't want her to go to the hospital because he's been told after the last time he got arrested in a domestic with Miss Flores that if he gets arrested again, he's gonna lose his job.
I was clearly out of line. I apologize.
Okay, good.
Paul had to go take his daughter back to her mother, so he was gonna need to leave. He got an agreement between the two of them that their argument was over with and that they were okay before he left the residence.
When Paul returned to the house,
He saw Debbie lying on the floor. She wasn't breathing, and she was cold to the touch.
they put Debbie's body in a plastic tub and filled it with quick-set concrete. But then, Jason's ex-girlfriend turned them away.
They didn't know what to do with her at that point, so they make the decision to take the body over to this abandoned residence on West Bonanza.
By now, they realized the container was leaking.
They then went to a local department store and purchased tools like a hammer, a saw, several other items. And inside the front room of this abandoned house, Jason and Paul broke Debbie's body out of the concrete.
Following the lead of his favorite TV character, Dexter, Jason dismembered the woman he claimed to have loved and separated her remains into 2 containers. Then filled them with cement once more and stored them in the abandoned house.
Debbie had come over on the night that she went missing, on the night that we know that she was killed by Jason, to watch an episode of Dexter.
And it's somewhat ironic that instead of watching Dexter, it appears Mr. Griffith sort of acted out as the character.
What they did to get rid of her body was just evil in itself. Who does that?
He doesn't even seem human to me. Only an animal does something like that.
But why?
Jason had already been arrested for domestic violence. He was aware that this second instance of domestic violence was going to result in a more serious charge. His career was on the line.
He killed her to allow him to go on and perpetrate kind of the persona that he was, be this really popular guy and still be able to have his 5 or 6 other women on the side. Debbie was an impediment to that he just could not in any way get around.
Unfortunately, she fell for the wrong guy. And that's what led her into tragedy. She thought he loved her. And I guess she realized too late that he just loved himself.
During the trial, Griffith makes the ridiculous claim that he killed Debbie in self-defense.
He came up with this random story about, well, I thought maybe she had a gun in her purse, despite the fact I've never seen her with a gun before. And when she reached for her purse, I thought she was grabbing for a gun, and I grabbed her and I was just trying to hug her, and next thing you know, she was just limp and dead in my arms.
On May 22, 2014, a jury finds Jason Griffith guilty of second-degree murder and sentences him to 10 years to life.
He never, throughout the case or the trial, showed any remorse.
During court, he would refer to her as it, not as his girlfriend or his ex. She was just an it, which was arrogant, narcissistic, evil, cold. He's just a cold-blooded killer.
She was searching for fame. She wanted to make it big. She wanted her name to be known. She wanted to leave a footprint, and I believe she did. God knows she could have been in Hollywood by now.
I respected her for coming out to Vegas like she did to pursue her dream. It's just sad that she wasn't able to see how her dreams that she'd reached could play out.
Debbie was so talented that I don't think that there would have been a stopping point for her. She could have made it.